Once upon a time, deep in the heart of a lush green jungle, there lived a gentle gorilla named George. George was no ordinary gorilla. He was known far and wide for his kind heart and gentle nature. While other animals might be afraid of gorillas, everyone in the jungle loved George. George had a special talent. He could communicate with all the animals in the jungle, big and small. He used this talent to help others and make the jungle a peaceful place to live. Every morning, George would wake up to the sound of birds singing and the sun shining through the trees. He would stretch his long arms and begin his day by visiting his friends. One bright and sunny day, as George was wandering through the jungle, he heard a faint cry. It was coming from a little rabbit named Rosie, who was stuck in a thorn bush. George rushed over to help. "Don't worry, Rosie," George said in his deep, soothing voice. "I'll get you out of there." With his strong yet gentle hands, George carefully untangled Rosie from the thorn bush. Rosie looked up at George with big, grateful eyes. "Thank you, George. I don't know what I would have done without you," Rosie said. George smiled and patted Rosie's head. "That's what friends are for, Rosie." As George continued his walk, he came across a group of monkeys chattering excitedly. They were gathered around a tall tree, looking up at something. George approached them and asked, "What's going on here?" One of the monkeys, named Max, pointed up to a nest high in the tree. "Our friend, Polly the parrot, is stuck in her nest. A strong wind blew last night, and now the branches are too tangled for her to get out." George looked up at the tree and saw Polly flapping her wings frantically. "Hang on, Polly. I'm coming to help." George began to climb the tree. He was very good at climbing, and soon he reached Polly's nest. With his careful hands, he untangled the branches around the nest and gently lifted Polly out. "Thank you, George. I was so scared," Polly squawked. "You're safe now, Polly," George said with a reassuring smile. As the day went on, George continued to help his friends. He helped a family of turtles cross a busy jungle path, found a lost squirrel named Sam, and even shared his bananas with a hungry elephant named Ellie. By the end of the day, George was tired but happy. He knew that he had made a difference in the lives of his friends. As he sat down to rest under his favorite tree, the animals of the jungle gathered around him. "George, you are the best friend anyone could ask for," said Ellie the elephant. "Yes, thank you for always being there for us," added Rosie the rabbit. George smiled and said, "It's my pleasure, friends. I'm just happy to help." As the sun set and the stars began to twinkle in the sky, the animals of the jungle sang a song for George. It was a song of gratitude and friendship, a song that celebrated the gentle gorilla who made their jungle a better place. And so, George the gentle gorilla drifted off to sleep, surrounded by his friends, knowing that he was loved and appreciated by all. From that day on, whenever someone needed help, they knew they could always count on George, the kind-hearted gorilla who made their world a little brighter.